Okay guys, this is the lesson on noun juseo. It's a level 1 lesson as part of the Korean Grammar for TOPIK series of lessons. Alright, starting off with the seroun ohi. Starting off, juda, which is the verb to give, 물, which is water, 맥주, which is beer, which is always an awesome one to learn early on, and lastly, 좀, which is a little. So the translation of this is please give me noun. And what it is the word juda, to give, with an imperative, polite, informal conjugation in the end of it. So if you don't or haven't heard of the term imperative, it's not a problem because you deal with them quite a lot. It's just you probably haven't heard it called that term because that's the proper grammatical term for it. But what it is when you're asking someone or suggesting someone do something for you, like clean your room, please clean your room. It's that sort of comment that's an imperative. So anyway, so 주세요 is please give me noun. Now, if you want to make your sentence more polite, then you add 좀 between the noun and the 주세요 bit. One of the things I'll note with this, as when we get a bit further advanced, you'll start using quantities and counting units in this sentence. Now, for the moment, you don't need to worry about that. Counter units is in a more advanced lesson. But just remember, when you come to counter units, you can then, instead of saying, please give me some beer, you can say, please give me a glass of beer. Please give me one book, as opposed to please give me a book, or please give me book. It literally translates to. So, all right, let's have a look at the examples for this week. So the first one is 맥주 주세요. Please give me some beer. Second example is 물 좀 주세요. Please give me some water. And the last one, 책 주세요. So for example, you're talking to someone and they've got a book in their hand, you go, 책 주세요. So please give me the book, or please give me a book. All right. So once, as I've said with a bunch of other stuff, guys, and a bunch of other lessons, go practice some of these bits. Find yourself some nouns like that you've been learning, and just go, X 주세요. 물 좀 주세요. And if you go, for example, and one of the other tips that I reckon helps with this stuff and can always get you extra free stuff, is go to your local Korean restaurant, especially if you're lucky and it's got Koreans working in there. And then instead of just saying, hey, can I have a bottle of water in English, turn around and go, 물 좀 주세요, and see what they do. If they're Korean, they're going to be like, hey, that's awesome, and they'll absolutely love you because you're making an effort to speak their language. And also, it gives you the chance to make friends, so you've got someone to practice Korean with later. So anyway, so practice these ones, guys. It's pretty simple. Similar to this is the polite formal form, which is noun 주십시오. You'll note this one isn't used as much. So a lot of the times when you're using 주세요, you're talking restaurants or cafes or those sort of interactions where it's more appropriate to use polite informal. But anyway, just so you know, there it is. If you need to use the polite formal, you're talking to your boss, hey, can you give me that report? Report 주십시오, or whatever it is. All right, guys, as always, if you've got any comments or questions, throw them down below. Have yourselves a good day. And as always, good luck learning.